Hi, I'm Jason Matthews, owner of Matthews Painting Company near Warsaw, Indiana. We continue our tutorial videos that we show each of our new employees who we train to become professional painters. Today we're going to be talking about a few tools that we use that can easily put you into the hospital or the emergency room. So we're going to take a little bit of time here and we're going to go over those. First, we're going to discuss the box cutter. Some call these Stanley knives, and there's a lot of different styles. This is one of the most basic styles. We do have replacement blades here down in our storage, and basically you push on the blade here and you can slide out a new blade that you've got to grab at the top. I actually had to finagle with this to kind of learn that myself. And so what we do, we make sure this is closed first. And it is. There's the blade open and closed. I'm going to open this up with a screwdriver. And you're going to see a place where you can keep blades inside, and then a place to actually set your blade. Now here's where you can put some extra blades. So I'm going to go ahead and put a few more here. There is some oil on these because they rust pretty badly. See if I can get another one out. There we go. I'll put a couple replacement blades in there for the next person. There we are. This has some teeth here, so you have to keep pushing this forward so it'll actually feed. Now typically this is the blade you're replacing, and you've got a couple options. One, you can actually turn the blade over, but if that side has already been used, you can just grab a new blade. And so that little mechanism here, this is where your razor blade's going to set. You can kind of see how that sat right in there. That's the lower tab, goes in the back little slot, and I'm going to set that down right in here. I'll probably struggle with this a little bit. There we are. And so once that's sitting flush, we'll go ahead and put it together. And make sure everything looks tight on the sides here. Take my screw, and we'll get this crazy ratchet screwdriver going the right way here. There we go. Okay. And then basically to open it, you can't just push it. That's a safety mechanism. You've got to push down. See how that's on a little bit of a spring? Push down and then forward. And so we do use these to break down boxes at the office prior to throwing the boxes in the dumpster. At least we're supposed to do that. Also, there's times where carpet's going to be taken out of a house anyway, but the carpet's not out yet. And with permission of the homeowner, we'll cut about 6 inches of carpet away from the perimeter. The reason we would do that is they're replacing the carpet anyway. That way we can paint the baseboard without having to put tape on our carpet. And if they're using a different flooring, we don't have to worry about that paint ridge showing. So even though we issue these to our crews, they are not used all that much. This is used almost on every job, and this is called a snap knife. The reason it's called a snap knife is there's some serrated edges here. Here's a little bit of a cleaner one. Yes, I still use my teeth as an adult man. We'll go with this clean one. See these serrated edges? Those actually snap off when they get dull. So we use these quite often for cutting tape and cutting plastic and other things. So what you do here is it just clicks out and in. It can lock by pulling that back where it doesn't go anywhere. Typically the lock's not used very much on these. We extend them out as we're cutting plastic, and we bring them in when we're just trying to cut tape. Something important with both of these, and I just forgot to mention on the Stanley or box cutter, is that when you're cutting, you're to cut away from you or from side to side, but never toward you, because you're going to slip or it could just let go and it could cut you pretty badly. But what happens is this gets really dull here, and where you see that serrated edge, I'm going to break that off, and I'm going to show you that. I am going to put on goggles. Now you don't have to have goggles, that's all I've got up here right now. Some people will just look away if you didn't have a pair of safety glasses. But what we do, I pulled this cap off of the back of our snap knife. Inside that back is a little slit. You see that little slit right back here? That actually, if we can come back down with the camera, that slides over top of the blade right there. Do you see that? And we're going to back this up to just where one of those horizontal stripes is showing. Now sometimes this drops out, and then once we get it on there, we go straight down, and we just broke it off. There's our piece. Now we have a nice sharp edge to be able to start our cutting and have a sharp snap knife. So these are called snap knives. Now we're going to discuss our last tool, and we use these very rarely, but we still have to use them. And this actually scrapes paint that we may have got on glass, like a glass window. And there is little letters here that say press to close, press to open. Right now it's got the dull edge up. You can see that it doesn't have the tapered sharp edge. This is an old one. I wish I had a new one to show you, but you press open, you grab on the sides, give it a little wiggle, and then you pull out. See those tabs right there? Those get stuck inside here sometimes. Then you give it a 180, you turn it around, and now the sharp edge is up. Again, now we got sharp edge up. Don't be touching up here. Those little tabs, again, these two little holes, you'll feel them catch once you get down in there. And once they catch, you can go ahead and close it, and then it's ready to use. And how that's used is we come over here, just on the edge of this glass here. If we have a little bit of paint right here, we can come in and just clean some of the paint off. Again, we have to be really careful we don't scratch glass. And sometimes there is tinted windows or some type of film on interior windows to protect the floors and protect furniture from UV rays. And so we have to be careful not to use this type of tool on that. And then before you put this in your toolbox, this is very important. This is probably where you'd cut yourself, because if you go in for a paintbrush, you could cut yourself with your blade left like this. So we're going to go ahead and push press to open. We're going to wiggle that blade back and forth like that. That'll take it from the tabs. We'll put the sharp end down. I just felt it get into those two little holes. We press to close, and now it's safe again. So I hope that was helpful. Give us thumbs up on our YouTube if you liked what you saw, or you can contact us at matthewspainting.com for more information.